Welcome to the Catholic Life Coach Podcast. My name is Carla Fitz. I am a certified life coach, wife, and mom of two beautiful little girls. My hope for this podcast is to offer support and empower other Catholic women to live their most authentic life, to share life coaching tools from a Catholic perspective in order to help you live a more fulfilling life filled with peace, joy, and abundance. Let's get started. Hello. Welcome to this very first episode. I want to spend today sharing a little bit about my journey of faith, how I came to life coaching, and how God used this gift to save me and free me from my self-imposed prison. I am not joking. I was stuck in this reality for a long time. And the other thing that I want to share with you guys is why I'm so passionate about combining our beautiful Catholic faith with life coaching. I am honored to be here today with you. This podcast has been in my heart for a long while now, and I am ready to get started. So as you may already know, my name is Carla Fitz. I am formerly known as Carla Lara before marrying my amazing husband, Jeremy. I am originally from Venezuela. I grew up there with the best parents and a baby sister who is now a strong, independent, grown 28-year-old, but she is still my baby sister. In 2007, I moved to the US when I was only 16 years old. I was by myself and I had moved to a completely new country, new culture with an exchange family for the next 9 months. I didn't speak any of the language. In fact, I remember sitting next to my host mom in her car, and she asked me how you said far in Spanish. And of course, now my brain still remembers it because it now understands the language. But at the time, I didn't know what she said. And I remember saying, I don't know. And this lady was, oh my goodness, this kid speaks zero English. And I truly spoke zero English. But she was gracious and she had me with her the next 9 months. And she taught me the language. And I will forever be grateful to her and her husband. One of the things that I think is important to know about me is that I am known for adventures. I love new things, doing new things, growing, changing. And this was my very first big taste of trusting God and leaping into faith. Because I had no idea how this was going to pan out for me. And of course, I was just a kid and I was doing this on my own. But God took very good care of me. And although I didn't have my family with me during this time, He carried me and surrounded me with other amazing faith-filled and kind-hearted humans. After those 9 months were over, I went back to Venezuela. I spent an awesome time with family and friends, and then packed a bigger suitcase to come back to the US with a new family. I did this 2 more times before moving out on my own with my sister Maria. Each time, God led me to an even stronger Catholic family. No mistake whatsoever, for sure. He was protecting me each step of the way. And all of those families are still my family to this day. So fast forward to college years, I actually went to school to study music and education. And although I cannot, for the life of me, play an instrument, I can sing. And for that, I'm thankful, because otherwise I would not have graduated. I met my husband when I was 20 years old. We've been together for 11 amazing years. We have 2 beautiful little girls, Sienna and Avila. And in case you don't know, we are very Catholic, and we ended up naming them after 2 amazing saints and doctors of the church, St. Catherine of Siena and St. Teresa of Avila. They are 2 of our besties, for sure. In 2020 was when I found myself in my lowest point. This was right when the pandemic started. I found myself at home, no longer teaching, not knowing what to do for a living. I was frustrated, and to be fully honest, I was very, very depressed. I was 100 pounds overweight after having my second daughter in 2019. I remember not being able to play with my girls on the floor. They were very little. I think Sienna was 3 and Avi was, just a few months old. And I remember not being able to sit on the floor because if I did sit on the floor, I couldn't get myself up because I was in so much pain that just going up and down the floor just was not helpful. I also remember loving to walk but not being able to enjoy walking because of the pain. And I was miserable. I was 29 years old and I was feeling trapped in what felt like a 60-year-old unhealthy body. I had low energy, low self esteem, and I was very, very lost, living my life through the motions. This was the point in my life where God started to lead our family towards another journey of trusting and leaping. I left my teaching job behind and became a realtor. And shortly after becoming a realtor, I was introduced to the Life Coach School podcast, with whom would later become my mentor, Brooke Castillo. I remember hearing her ask, "Are you living your best life?" My answer to that was no. It was a resounding no. I had no idea what I was doing. I was sort of living. I was sort of doing. Okay. I remember hearing this question and thinking, what is it that I need to change in my life? And after this, I felt God call me to ask for help. I had been struggling with my weight for a very long time, like over a decade. And I finally was like, I need help. I need to ask for help. And I ended up asking my real estate mentor and friend, and she led me to my very first life coach. With her, I worked through my thoughts, my limiting beliefs. I started fasting and then learning how to feel my emotions. I ended up losing 85 pounds in 6 months, which at the time was that impossible goal for me. This is one of those instances why I love the saying from St. Francis of Assisi of we do what's necessary, then what's possible, and suddenly find ourselves doing the impossible. This is one of these moments in my life where that was so evident. I did what was necessary first to ask for help. Then I did what was possible in following this fasting, in trusting my coach. And then I found myself achieving the impossible because God works with us in these goals, in these dreams, in these desires. I was free from my sugar addiction that had carried my life and was the most exciting thing I was always looking forward to for a very long time. I was free from the cravings and the extra weight and the over desire for food. But that wasn't the best part. The best part was that I actually became free from the constant desire for food and started opening up to the truest desires of my heart. I started going to Mass more often and desiring a relationship with God more than anything. I was able to open up to His calling for me and His ways. I found so much peace in this way of living and this way of thinking. I found so much joy in my current circumstances, as well as hope and purpose for the future. Hence, then I joined the Life Coach School and became a certified life coach in order to help other amazing Catholic women reach out their goals and become more confident and trust God in their leaps of faith. I believe that God wants this freedom for us, for all of us. Life coaching mixed with our faith has helped me so much to gain authority over my thinking and to be more open to God's graces. It has helped me to be more authentic, to foster healthier relationships with others and with myself, to love more, to be more patient. Although I have to admit that I still have 2 little girls who are beautiful and crazy, and I'm still human, but they are, with no doubt in my mind, 2 of the most powerful teachers and the reason why I decided to grow and to work on myself. God gave us all this authority over our thinking in order to live life more fully instead of being victims to our circumstances. Each of our circumstances in our lives are meant to teach us something and to help us grow. But the thing is that when we sit and we dwell in our unhelpful thoughts, we miss out on the lessons and we struggle so much more than we need to. My hope is to help you better understand your own brain, your thoughts, and your emotions in order for you to also be free from this self-inflicted prison. To go out and to serve the God that has given us love, peace, joy, and abundance. How are we going to do this though? I'm going to share with you 3 things that you can start doing today to help you start finding more peace and joy in your day to day life. The first one is to pay attention very intentionally to your thoughts. What is it that's coming up for you in your current circumstance? The second thing is to pray about it. Spend some time with God praying this week daily, even if it's just for a couple of minutes in the morning. Spend some time with God praying about what you're struggling with and notice what comes up for you. And the third thing is journal. Spend sometimes just a few minutes a day. Journaling can be so life changing because so many thoughts go through our heads that we are not even aware of. So if you spend some time in journaling, you will put it down on the paper and you will get to see it and understand better what is coming up for you. One of the key moments in actually overcoming a thought, a belief, a self-doubt is actually to be aware of it. And journaling can help you so quickly to become aware of these thoughts that are not helpful. Because once you see it on a page, it is hard for you to actually go back and believe the exact same way you used to. Because now you can make a decision on purpose. Are these thoughts true or are they just a lie? Are they benefiting me? I hope you spend some time this week in journaling. And also, I want to encourage you to utilize this time in journaling to communicate with God. This is one of those practices that I absolutely love doing while I'm in holy hour, while I'm in my morning prayer time. Because for me, when I write down, I'm able to express to Jesus what is happening in my heart, why I'm struggling so much, and just put it down on paper, allow my brain to read it back to itself and become aware of what is happening within me. Next week, we are actually going to jump into how to overcome your current circumstance and how to deal with current circumstances. It's going to be so much fun, and I hope to see you there. So make sure to join me next Friday right here on the Catholic Life Coach podcast, and I cannot wait to see you there. Thank you for joining the Catholic Life Coach podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to share it with a friend and leave a 5-star review. Also, if you are a Catholic woman who is ready to gain authority over her thinking and create a more fulfilling life, make sure to apply to work with me. I am currently looking to support 5 women who are ready to feel more peace, joy, and abundance. The link is in the description. But until next time, God bless.